7 YouTubers who hate each other. You have to admit, we all love to hear some juicy gossip. What if that gossip involved a feud between 2 of your favorite YouTubers? Here are 7 YouTubers who hate each other. Make sure to smash that like button so we know where the real fans are. James Charles and Taddy Westbrook. James Charles is not a well-known YouTuber, but he has also become a cultural phenomenon and has paved the way for countless of openly gay men and women to feel comfortable in their skin and come to terms with coming out. Born in 1999, James is just 21 years old, but he's found massive success in his somewhat short career. Back in 2016, he became the first male ambassador for the popular CoverGirl magazine. He's currently estimated to be worth at least $12 million. James Charles considers himself to be a beauty guru and often teams up with other creators to collaborate on content. One of the creators he became close friends with was Taddy Westbrook. The two were a casual business partnership for a while when a feud suddenly and unexpectedly broke out between the two. Fans began to notice that James Charles' subscriber count was slowly dwindling. Fans soon learned that Taddy had uploaded a video to her YouTube which criticized James Charles over a recent sponsorship he had uploaded to his Instagram profile. In the sponsorship, he advocated for the use of sleep vitamins that were released by a company known as Sugar Bear. The problem is that James Charles didn't consult with Taddy before accepting the sponsorship, and Sugar Bear was a direct competitor to Taddy's brand, known as Halo Beauty. Taddy has been a prominent YouTuber for several years and created her channel sometime before 2010. In that time, she's gained over 10 million subscribers, and this number continues to grow each day. She's been associated with other creators such as Dawson and Jeffree, though her feud with James Charles seems to have dramatically overshadowed her ties with any other creator on the website. Taddy explained how she felt utterly betrayed by James for his role in the Sugar Bear sponsorship and took the sponsorship as a personal attack against herself and her brand. Fans, for the most part, agreed. They felt as though James was way out of line with his involvement in the ordeal and heavily criticized him for accepting such an endorsement deal. Taddy went on so far as to upload a video titled "Bye Sister," in which she publicly announced that she wanted to cut all ties with James Charles, calling him out for all sorts of things that he'd done over the years. James finally apologized for his actions, calling them an oversight, but the damage to his career had already been done. Jake Paul and Alyssa Violet were once one of YouTube's greatest couples. They were incredibly cute together and would sell merch together under the couple pet name of Jalissa. Though seemingly without warning, Jake kicked her out of the Team 10 house. Jake says that he removed her from the house because she cheated on him, but Alyssa was quick to respond, stating that the Jalissa facade was never real, as Jake had been knowingly hooking up with other women directly in front of her. She made further accusations, stating that Jake simply milked her for views and profits off of merch. Alyssa waited a few months and then uploaded a video in which she came clean about her time with Jake. She mentioned all sorts of terrible experiences she had while living with him, and even though she truly loved him, she hated living with him and being with him. She explained that members of the Team 10 had to follow strict rules involving getting up no later than 10 a.m. each morning to be available to film every day. If they didn't follow this rule, they would be charged a fine. They also had to surrender up to 20% of their earnings to Team 10, and guest appearances needed to be personally approved by Jake. After all, he is the owner of the company. Though Alyssa said that this prevented her from ever inviting her male friends or male creators to the house for collaborations, she says that the two would only share a bedroom on the nights that he wasn't hooking up with other girls and driving her insane with jealousy. She finally decided that she had had enough and hooked up with another guy. This resulted in her moving out after Jake found out, and the two don't appear to have mended their wounds with one another. Alyssa Violet and Tessa Brooks. A short time before Jake Paul and Alyssa feuded with one another, Alyssa had been close friends with Tessa Brooks, another member of the Team 10. Though after Alyssa and Jake Paul abruptly broke up following months of turmoil in their relationship, Tessa's friendship with Alyssa almost immediately ended. According to various social media posts, it seems as though Tessa and Jake had grown very close, which certainly didn't help the situation considering she and Alyssa were essentially best friends. Most fans thought that Tessa and Alyssa were inseparable. Viewers expected that Tessa would have ditched Jake as well and come out in support of Alyssa, but that wasn't the case at all. As soon as Alyssa was out of the house, Tessa did nothing but make things worse for her and sided with Jake, regardless of the major allegations that Jake had treated Alyssa poorly throughout their relationship. A short time after this, Alyssa posted a photo on Twitter which included an image of herself and Tessa in front of a wall with kisses on it. She then followed this up with a photo that Tessa had been erased from, with a caption, "I am Facetune Queen." Tessa never made a response to this post, but she did appear in Jake's diss track that he created with Team 10 that seemed to be directed towards Alyssa and her relationship with Jake. The track was named exclaimed, "It's every day, bro." One of Tessa's lines in the song reads, "I fly like a drone, they're buying like cologne. Yeah, I smell good. Is that your boy's cologne?"
Panera is your home, so stop calling my phone. I'm fly like a drone, they buying like a loan. Yeah, I smell good. Is that your boy's cologne?
Jake Paul and FaZe Banks. We now make our way to one of the most prolific YouTube scandals in recent years. This scandal once again involves Jake Paul, though FaZe Banks also found himself tangled up in this mess. Alyssa moved on from Jake Paul and quickly began to date FaZe Banks, another popular YouTuber. Jake posted a video entitled "My Assistant Was Assaulted," in which he claimed that FaZe had assaulted his assistant, Meg, after she caught FaZe cheating on Alyssa. Jake says that he caught Banks making out with a girl at a club. Meg went to the restroom, but when she came back, FaZe allegedly clotheslined her, causing her to bruise her neck, allegedly dragged her to a back room of the bar and attempted to sexually assault her. FaZe was quick to respond to the allegations and explained his side of the story, saying that Team 10 had entirely made up the situation to try and harm his career in his relationship with Alyssa. Banks says that he was contacted by Team 10 a short while before the video was uploaded, and it seemed as though the team understood that the situation was an accident, not intentional. Banks then announced that he would be suing Team 10 for defamation, with Banks' subscriber count raising to over 200,000, though Jake lost about 60,000 subscribers from the feud. Jake finally uploaded an apology in which he says he didn't handle the situation properly. He and Banks solved their differences off camera, and this was pretty much the last time anyone heard of the situation. Jeffree Star and Kat Von D. Jeffree Star and Kat Von D are two of the largest beauty gurus in the world. They've been close friends and partners for quite some time, but in July 2016, that came crashing down. Kat Von D posted that she would be cutting ties with Jeffree after they'd been involved in several bad business decisions, even alleging that he had been promoting drug use to his fans. The final straw was when he failed to pay her boyfriend for a design he had completed for Jeffree. Jeffree later mentioned that there was no feud between the two, claiming that he paid her boyfriend according to their agreement and that he felt Kat Von D had nothing but malicious intent. We can't say for sure how the situation resolved itself, but it seems as though the two have simply moved on from one another. Jake Paul versus Logan Paul. Jake and Logan Paul are brothers, though they have been very public about their feuds with one another over the years. You may call this brotherly love, but these two seem to be out for blood. Things reached a new level when Jake posted a Photoshop image of Logan on a billboard. Logan was incredibly dissatisfied with this and created a diss track with none other than Alyssa. Things way too far and pretended to kiss Alyssa in the video, which sent Jake for a headspin. The two seem to have resolved their differences now, but let's just say that the damage had already been done. Shane Dawson and Logan Paul. Shane Dawson is easily one of the largest creators on YouTube. He's been making videos since the mid-2000s and has proven himself to be able to remain relevant long-term. His videos and ideas are constantly evolving and seems to be an unstoppable force in the world of social media. He recently took part in one of his biggest risks yet and began to create documentary series on various famous YouTubers. One such YouTuber was Jake Paul and several members of the Paul family, including Logan. Shane's docuseries were incredibly well received by his fans, though fans of the Paul family certainly didn't appreciate the remarks that Shane repeatedly made throughout the videos. Shane's purpose in creating the docuseries was to determine whether or not Jake Paul could be considered a sociopath or psychopath. Jake has exhibited obvious signs of being a sociopath in the past, but Shane wanted to put these rumors to rest once and for all. He openly teamed up with Jake, who invited Shane to join him at the Team 10 house on various occasions. Shane conducted several interviews with Jake, Jake's friends, and his family members, and posted these interviews online for the world to see, editing only private details out of the interviews. While Shane was certainly quite harsh on Jake and his family, did his best to keep the videos unbiased and informative, rather than accusative. While most viewers agree that Shane did a great job, Logan Paul was not so easily convinced. Logan stepped up and defended his brother and his family, suggesting that Shane's supposed allegations were borderline slanderous. He stated that this is a classic case of dramatics on YouTube. He's a genuine, authentic guy, but I feel like some of this is theatrical because I just don't think this reaction elicits itself in every sentence. Logan admitted that he felt as though he would fall into a sociopath spectrum, but added that most YouTubers likely do as well, as it's a nature of the platform. The Paul family does not seem to have forgiven Shane for his docuseries.
Yeah, they're broken. We broke them all though. Yeah, I would have broken. Look at the tracks on the ground. We literally like cool.
Oh my god, we have the same doc. Sorry.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button and ring the notification bell to keep updated with our latest videos.